each group. It is a huge undertaking to get things set up between each group and get everyone warmed up properly, and as Mr. Knott just showed, it can be a very intricate process at times. The next band to perform this evening is the Flowery Symphonic Band I. This group had an outstanding year, performing at the Kennesaw State University Concert Invitational in February, and then earning straight superior ratings at the District 14 Performance Evaluation. Tonight's performance will begin with a guest conductor. Dr. Aaron Turpin is in charge of technology at the Hall County Board of Education. He is a former principal and former band director. Dr. Turpin and Mr. Knott were students together at Georgia State University and both graduated becoming band directors. And here we are, 27 years later, and now Dr. Turpin's daughter is a student in Mr. Knotton's band program. Without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to the Flowery Symphonic Band I and their guest conductor, Dr. Aaron Turpin.
That's enough. I said it's a funny story with Dr. Turpin. We used to, not only is he a member of our kind of our central office team now, but he has a drum corps background. He marched in a small drum and bugle corps in the north. I forget the name of it, but we talked hours and hours at Georgia State University, and then he kind of went his way, and I went my way. I went to East Coweta. I know his band record down in Metter, his band record in Gainesville for a while, and then so when I entered about Flowery Branch, and I saw an email from Aaron Turpin, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody I know. I mean, because I don't live here, so I wouldn't know anybody, and he and I have kind of connected over the past couple of years, and then his daughter is in the group, and of course I went to school with his wife Darcy as well. So it was pretty neat to have Dr. Turpin here, and then he and I talked at the Buford football game about him possibly conducting a piece on the concert. So I think the band did a great job for him. Great job for him, so I appreciate that. The next piece we're going to do, I just love when you can get to some really, really beautiful band literature. And Frank Tekeli is a composer who has dabbled in both choral literature and in instrumental ensemble, wind ensemble literature. And then sometimes he'll do a piece that was for chorus and then make it for wind ensemble. And so this is a piece called Earth Song. And it was originally written for chorus. If you were to go look up this song, Earth Song, you're going to hear a choral version of it first. And then you'll find you have to say Earth Song for band. And you hear this beautiful tune. It's not this big boisterous song, but just the simplest song that's actually very difficult and very challenging to play. Just a little bit about us is Earth Song for Contraband is a grandchild of it's called Sanctuary. For concert band, almost as soon as I completed Sanctuary, I became intrigued by the idea of making a choral version of at least part of the work. So it started with Sanctuary, then he made this song into a choral work. Within the same year, I realized go inventing a poem that reflected the music's poignant lyricism and fitted the rhythmic stresses and melodic contour of Sanctuary's melody. Thus, Earth Song for chorus came to be. So this piece, like I said, was originally written for chorus, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece entitled Earth Song. So hope you enjoy it.
next to him.
Okay.
All right, so this is the 9th piece tonight, coming up, right? Just 10 more to go tomorrow night. All right, first let's talk about tomorrow evening as well. Tomorrow night we have another concert here, and I thought about this, and I thought we took this giant 84-member group to Disney, did this great concert at Disney Springs, and nobody here got to hear it, except for a few. So I thought tomorrow night we would put the Disney band back together and do a presentation of the program we did down in Orlando a few weeks ago. So you want to see that. We have Shayla Mathis who's going to sing I Dreamed a Dream tomorrow night. It's more about when I do these Disney concerts, I want to make sure that the people in the park would enjoy hearing what we're playing. So therefore, I don't think Earth Song would be one of those pieces that people would stop in the tracks from the Lego store and watch. So tomorrow night we'll be doing such favorites as The Lion King. We'll be doing the Star Wars Force Awakens, which we did last year, but it's always fun to hear the Star Wars music. I Dreamed a Dream with Shayla Mathis singing the solo. And of course, Circus Days, which the kids are always like, are we going to do Circus Days? So yes, we do Circus Days. So we're going to start the concert tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with the Disney band. Tomorrow night followed by the Wind Symphony. So we certainly want to invite you to come out and for that concert tomorrow night. Should be a pretty special concert as well. Other things I want to tell you about is 1 week from tonight, we will be recognizing every student in the band program. Every student next Monday night will receive some sort of recognition for their participation in the band program this year. That would be in the form of a certificate, a star for concert season, a bar for marching season. If they've lettered in band, they will get their letters next week. Their festival medals, which they receive, so an ensemble medals, their confinement band medals, all that stuff has come in and will be presented next Monday night at Blackshear Place Baptist Church at 7 o'clock p.m. I do try to make this as short as I can, but it's, you know, in the end of things, it doesn't matter about the length because it's very important that every student gets what they deserve as far as their recognition, because they all work so hard and they give countless numbers of hours to this band program, and I feel that's one night that they can look forward to always get their stuff. I did explain on Facebook about the senior plaques, my fault. Although, wouldn't you think if you send an email that says, here's the list, and the list is there, somebody should email you back and say, hey, there's no attachment? I never got that email back, and I sent that on March 17th and heard about it a week and a half ago. So my apologies, everybody will be recognized. They just will get their plaques about a few days later. They tried to give me by May 8th, but they said May 15th, so I'll make sure that they get their plaques by that time. So that's why I apologize for that. I have to think of award stuff 2 months ahead of awards in order to make it happen. And sometimes I make mistakes, and I apologize for that. So anyway, seniors in this band. Let's start backwards because it'll be easier. All right, let's start with the percussion section. Where do the seniors in the percussion section? No, we're going across here. So we got Bear Brewer, stand up. We have, still be in the third row. All right, third row to go across. We have, no, I'm not third row. Huh? Will Graham in the dark over there. We have over here Chris Ash. Front row, we have Rebecca Tolson. We have Jasmine Hatcher. We have Stephen Thomas. We have Zach Hewitt. We have Ryan Gray. Joe's going. Ryan, okay, sorry. I am so sorry. And the seniors. All right, and once again, experience from the last couple, this is the seniors in the Symphonic Band. So please give me a hand. Okay, see, I will get a little bit more into senior stuff next week, but like I said, for parents, I don't know if you can really understand how much the seniors, every year the seniors mean so much to me. And I think the neatest thing is when you get to see them, like I think you may have seen that picture I posted the other day of Nick Rife, who visited last week, who is now working, I guess, in the CIA. I think I can't go into a lot of details about it, but he came in his Navy fatigues. He said, I can't talk a lot about what I do, just suffice to say, I have to get into the building with a fingerprint and a retina scan. that sounds kind of serious to me. So, but he's doing really, really well. And just you see these students who are doing so wonderful after they leave high school. And like I said, it's one of the greatest things about this job, because years from now they come back and say, you know, some of the greatest things I learned it in that band room. So I just really appreciate the opportunity to see these students go on past high school and do the things that they're doing. So thank you for the opportunity to teach your children. I really, really do enjoy it every single day. Anyway, our final song tonight is another Robert Smith piece called Songs of Sailor Sea. And the story about this piece is we've actually tried to do this about 3 or 4 different times. And every time we read it, it's just too freaking hard. Honestly. I mean, and I think you'll recognize that when you see us try to do this piece in just a minute. It's kind of the form of it, but it's supposed to be a little bit about celebrates man's eternal fascination with the sea and centuries of seamen who have battled the power waves of mysterious depths. The composition is comprised of 3 settings, reminiscent sounds and images of one-minded encounter when sailing the oceans of the world. Following the introduction, the composer has created a sea shanty. Shanties, historically speaking, were songs sung by sailors to the rhythm of the movements while working. The composer has combined the shanty with shipboard sounds, including the crashing of the waves and the raising of the anchor with its massive chain. The second section is called Whale Song, using a 3-note motive actually sung by a humpback whale. The composer has woven together a beautiful melodic line accompanied by the natural sounds of the whale. The percussion have been creatively scored to capture the effect of the whale singing its song of life. And then the final section is a work entitled Racing the Yankee Clipper. This is composed in tribute to the American clipper ships, which established dominance in the high seas in the early to mid-1800s. These graceful and beautiful vessels established amazing speed records, some of which were not broken until as late as 1989. The exuberance and exhilaration of the sailors must have felt when flying these great ships across the seas was the motivating force behind the creation of this setting. Although it would have had to say to me it's about the ocean, and I would have said, okay, let's do it. So, but that's a little bit about to help us tonight. You might be curious about these 4 chairs up front. I've asked some of our wind ensemble, wind symphony French horn players to come and play a particular part. So, are you guys here somewhere? All right, so we're going to introduce 4 horns for the wind symphony. They're going to sit up front here, and they're going to have a little special thing. This is Mackenzie Shepard, Alex Foster, Jordan Kensel, and Alex Merritt. So let's welcome them. And by the way, what we're about to do, we've never done in here. So keep your fingers crossed this works. All right, so we'll see how it goes. All right, songs of sailors.